Steady hand.
Go. Back once again from spring training with Cory Provus, broadcast voice of the Minnesota Twins. Cory, there's a couple of new coaches this year that were brought in, and maybe more brought in because of the front office, I'm not sure, but what parts are they playing with this team?
James Rowson, new hitting coach. He was kind of a roving coordinator with the Yankees before coming here. He has some big league time as a coach. He was with the Cubs, I think, for a brief time a couple years back as Chicago's hitting coach. He's kind of been a little bit hands-off, which I get, seeing guys for the first time, and he's active, though. He's like any hitting coach. The hours that those guys have, I don't envy, because they're in early, they're in late, and if a team scores 15 runs, you think they're happy, but he's probably worried about the one guy who maybe went 0 for 3 or 0 for 4. But he's given some input on the lineup, which I found interesting. I think Paul, and that's a storyline of its own, how this lineup is going to play out. We may know some of the names, where they're going to slot. I don't know. I think that Paul is receiving input from a variety of people, whether it's the hitting coach or the front office, other metrics that are being used to kind of put together 1 through 9 day in and day out. So James Rouse, the new hitting coach. Jeff Pickler is also part of the staff. He's going to work with the outfielders, but he's a guy that's had kind of an advanced scouting background in previous years with the Dodgers. He is going to be part of the conversation where when he's dealing with the team and pitchers, and he'll join in with Neil Allen and Eddie Guardado about, maybe working around this guy to get to that guy and the strategy that's involved with that. So he'll have that kind of input with the staff. Jeff Smith, it's a good story. A guy that's never been in the big leagues in his life is now a big league coach. He'll be at first base. He'll work with the catchers. And what's good about having a guy like both Jeff Smith and also Gene Glenn on the staff is that these have been guys who have worked with young players that are in the Twin system, especially Jeff, now that Gene's been with the team for a couple of years, the big league staff. Jeff Smith, he has firsthand knowledge of some of these guys. If Mitch Garver, if we see him at some point this season catch, Jeff Smith helped morphed him into a really good catcher in 2015 down here when Jeff was the manager at Fort Myers. So I think that input's going to be valuable to Paul and the rest of the staff. So those are some of the new faces that are around that we'll see on a daily basis.
Cory Provus is with us. We're here at Fort Myers before one of the Twins games. Cory, broadcasters are human too. 59-win season can't exactly be a bowl of roses and cherries for you guys last year. That'd be a little bit of a challenge, and yet be a professional with it.
I got some input and I sought out some advice from some people that I really respect, and I got a great piece of advice, and I didn't really seek it out in this manner. It just kind of happened during a rain delay between the Twins and the Royals, and Ryan Lefevre was doing radio that particular game with the Hall of Famer Denny Matthews, and Denny and Ryan almost said simultaneously, he's like, stick with this team and stick with these fans, because they'll remember that you were there for the bad ones. When things start to turn and things get better, fans will remember that, boy, he was there for some of those 90-loss and 100-loss seasons. He's one of us. He's one of our guys. And I took that, and I haven't forgotten it, and I don't think I will. At the same time, I don't want anybody to feel bad for me. I have this amazing job, and I don't I don't impact the wins or the losses. I try to have fun and tell stories. And the guy that I work with every day, Danny, he agrees with that. We have fun. We really have fun. Despite the 59 and 103 record, I can tell you we still had a great time in the booth. Things that we can't control, we still had a blast calling baseball last summer.
Anything new on the broadcast package? Of course, we've got 9 Twins affiliates in our Inkstead, Minnesota group. Anything new with the broadcast package this year? Things that people could look forward to?
We'll probably use the new front office a bit more and just try to, to let the fans know who these guys are, their take on things. I think Inside Twins on Sunday mornings is going to have a similar but maybe a different approach as we kind of dive into some. I love metrics. I love the analytics that are part of the game today. I do think it's a visual medium more than it is a radio medium, an audio, and I think it's I think it's important to educate fans on why those numbers are valuable, why OPS and weighted on base and fielding independent pitching is something to educate fans about, because teams are being built based on those numbers. It's not to say that home runs and RBIs and batting average don't have their value, but batting average to me is overrated. Pitching wins is overrated. And I think getting input not just from me, but from front office folks who probably agree with that philosophy, I think will be educational throughout the year.
6 years for you now behind the mic for the Twins?
6 years. This will be my 11th year of big league ball, and my 6th year now with the Twins. It's gone fast, Jim. It really has. I feel like we just had our first visit at JetBlue Park. Down the street. It seemed like it was yesterday, but this will be my 6th year now.
And how many years for Dazzleman now?
I think this is either 16 or 17 in the booth. We got to get that guy in the Twins Hall of Fame. I get a vote, and I have voted for him every year as a player, but as a part of this team for a long time now. He's a favorite amongst fans, and he's a great resource and a great friend to me on the booth, but he's great to the team, and he's a figure that is so beloved by fans. And the thing I hear about Danny from fans is always the same. I love the way you played. I love how hard you played. You played like it was your last day, and that mentality, you see it every day in the booth. He prepares every day in the booth. He doesn't just show up half hour before the game. He works at his craft, and you got to get that guy in the Twins Hall of Fame here.
Cory, one last thing. We'll let you get to the broadcast booth. And I know you don't make predictions. We've been through that before. But for our Twins fans, our Twins listeners, our audience, what do you think they can expect from the Twins this year?
I want to see growth, and it's not just winning more ball games. I want to see a full season. I hope Byron Buxton never sees AAA again. I hope that he's up the whole year. And if he has to go down, maybe it's to rehab an injury that I don't want to see happen. But I hope he doesn't get sent out because of lack of production. I expect big things from him. I think he's going to be so good. I think he's going to be a valuable player. I think Miguel Sano is more at ease going back to third base where he's played. I don't have too many concerns about the offense. I think the offense will be the strength. I have my doubts about the starting staff. I have my doubts about the bullpen. I think the defense will be better. But I just hope that it's progression with Buxton, with Sano, with Barrios, with Kepler, because these are going to be the guys we're going to be hoping for and counting on that are going to lead to competitive years, to playoff years. That's why the ceiling is high for these guys, and they were high draft picks, and you can't miss on these picks, and hopefully they start to produce on a more consistent basis. That to me is what I hope for, and I hope the Twins are still going to show some patience because they're still young. But I hope that we do see just progression in so many areas, even if they don't win more games, just individual confidence, individual experience, and how these guys settle in now that they know that they are Major League Baseball players.
Cory, you always provide us with great insight, super broadcast. We appreciate what you and Danny and the rest of your crew do. Thanks so much, and let's enjoy Twins territory here in Fort Myers and back in Minnesota.
Jim, always fun. Enjoy it. Hi, Connie, doing a great job as always, but great to visit with you, and thanks to you and to your group for all your support over the years, and best of luck this summer.
Cory Provus with us from Spring Training 2017.